Page 6, changing the mood. The top of page 6, they're giving you what they call an improv idea number 1. Changing around or playing around with the dynamics, the louds and softs. Improvisation is simply where you are intentionally doing your own thing. You're changing things written in the music intentionally to add your own touch to it, your own feeling, your own style, whatever. Over time, you'll build up a library of patterns that you're playing that you can use for this. But any intentional change is an improvisation. That's why when I say these videos, learn to play it exactly as written first, so that when you change something, you know you're changing it. Because if you change something written in the music accidentally, that's a mistake. But if you change something written in the music intentionally, that's improvisation. That's the way it works. That's just it. I didn't make up this rule. This is just the way it is. So, first, we learn this changing the mood the way it's written. So let's talk about that. Right hand first, and I'm hoping by now you're getting a grasp of the notes and the rhythms. I don't have to point out every little thing, but we'll still go over a few things because they have phrasing marked in here, and we want to add the phrasing in there. So we have these in the right hand. Eighth notes is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 time. 1 and then a new phrase. You lift up and back down, and then again lift up and down. So that first line with the phrasing and all is 2, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. I disagree with that. I would connect that phrase to the end. I would not disconnect that last note. No, to me that is unmusical. Connect that phrase to the end. Same thing on the second line. Connect it to there. Then in the left hand, you're starting out with the second finger here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. And what's the last measure of the first line? It's 4 on the A flat, then an A flat or A natural type. There's no phrasing in the left hand. So we're just going to play the left hand pretty much legato throughout, except for the rests and all that. So when you put them together, it's that way. There's a repeat sign at the end and the note saying play it 3 times. We'll talk about that. They give you 2 dynamics, an F and a P at the beginning. So the first time you play, you can play it loud. That's the melody. That's the right hand. You have to decide what loud is. Just loud. What is loud to you? And the second time, you can play it soft. So there's a big difference between loud and soft. So the first time, second time is that, and then the left hand has to be softer than that because we want to hear the right hand. But we're going to play it 3 times. So what do? Well, that's where improvisation comes in. The third time, it's up to you. You play it, and play it a mixture of things. If you don't have to just play it one dynamic, you could play like you have the first phrase and then the second phrase. It's up to you and your imagination. And in my mind, the first 2 measures is sort of like a statement and a couple of replies or something. It's like here, and then you reply to that. Then a statement, and then a reply. So I can adjust the dynamics. I can play the statement louder than the reply, which is what I just did. And you experiment with this. That's what improvising is all about. Have fun with it. Change it up however you want to change it up. And this is our first step toward improvisation. I don't really teach improvisation. I do a little bit when I used to play for churches. On church piano, when you have a 4-part hymnal, I improvise out of that when accompanying the congregation and they're singing, because I don't want to play those 4 notes. Blech. But that's about the only improvising I do, but maybe we'll learn something together as we go through this book, huh? Now, if you're using an electronic keyboard, there's a note at the bottom where you put your register on synthesizer ensemble, whatever that is, and the rhythm is again rock and jazz, so you can play along with the drums, and that can be fun too. Let's try this out very, very slowly. And again, the play with me is just to check notes and rhythms. All right, we're not trying to play this thing so much. And I'm only going to go 2 times, not going to go 3, because that's for you to improvise on the 3rd time. So we'll just do that. So go ahead and put your hands where they go. You have to look at the first few notes and the fingers to know where they're going. And the right hand, left hand. All right. I'll give us 4 counts. Let's try this out together. 1 and 2 and ready and go and. Now at the bottom of the page there is another set of music for acoustic jamming. We had this similar thing on a previous video where somebody who plays piano can play this at the bottom while you play the stuff at the top. Now if you're doing this on the same piano, you need to change your stuff and play it all an octave higher, so the person on the bottom has room to play. Otherwise you're going to get in each other's way. So you're here to start. Move everything up here. Just move middle C up on the keyboard. Play it up here. Type thing. And they can play this part at the bottom. And along. I'll play the part at the bottom. You play your part. And I suggest you go ahead and move it up an octave to hear what it sounds like for you. So put your hands where they go. Here and here. Here we go. Or if you're going to play it an octave higher, it goes up here. Yeah. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready and go and.